this computer. I already finished a beer.
See, it's look, we just not transitioned to afternoon right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, that's a good idea. Let me go grab a beer, and then I got this fancy Cavalon whiskey sherry oak that I'm breaking out because we got Arron on the call. So you know.
See, this right here is something that kicked off a few months ago. I'm not gonna crack these open now though, but when y'all come out here to visit, I'll have
What is that?
Black is beautiful. So
Is it stout?
these cats kicked this off a few months ago. Well, sometime last year. And they are international now. I mean, they're making money hand over fist.
Are they in San Antonio or?
They're based out of, yeah. And they're, of course, they're Black owned. So, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
I think I'm gonna go with cider, man. I'm gonna go with cider.
Okay, let me grab my drink. But Mario, Cavalon, I didn't know other people knew about it. It's a Taiwanese whiskey.
Yeah.
My dad got me like these mini bottles of it. So
yeah, this one, like Cavalon, I like the fact that, you know, it's a Japanese style whiskey, but this one being a sherry oak. So it's like, at first I thought it was a scotch, but it's not. It's just real smooth. Like you can drink this whole bottle. And when I got it, like I opened it up, I was like, this fancy. But you know, it comes in like this. So you see, I only break this out for special occasions. But this is gonna be one of those days.
How did you find out about?
It was actually gifted to me. Someone gave it to me as a gift, and I was like, cool. It got delivered to my house. And I looked it up. I was like, yo, this is like a $200 bottle of whiskey that someone just gave to me. I hope they don't expect me to return the favor because that's not going to happen.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah. But I got an idea for like the next guest. So my cousin, he's still in the military, but he just launched this line. This line right here, the Black Father Experience. So it's more of a movement. But like I've been wearing this out, and all the people like, oh, that's super dope. Like he has a picture of Africa on the side. Military. He's a drill instructor now, but he's actually going to PCS out to Florida. But he just started his, and I admire the fact that he's launching something that's so impactful while still in the military. And
yeah,
racism is still a thing within the military. So I was like, yo, that's another cool way of how you advertise your business, being a single Black dad in the military, promoting this kind of thing, and So I know he's always down. He's in your time zone. He's in Texas right now. So, it's like you're getting a bunch of people from Texas.
No, that'll be great. I mean, that way we're not making them drink in the morning, which I guess is an afternoon now for you. But
it's afternoon now. And then I got a night of drinking because we invited our whole team. So my co-founders got a new house. I'm actually moving to a new house next week. But he got this $750,000 house. And we're going to break it in by having an event tonight at his house with all our staff. So, but yeah, man, go grab your drink so that we
okay, will do. I don't know what I'm going to get, but no, I'm really excited. Thanks for sharing, Mario.
For sure.
See, I changed my mind again. Straight gin.
What's going on, man? You've been hiding.
I'm here, man. I'm here. So I got plans for a tiny house, man. I got plans for a tiny house.
Oh, you're gonna move to one, or are you gonna buy it?
Having one built.
Gotcha. Yeah, we just got approved on the house. Well, we're gonna be renting one, but we're gonna be getting the keys up on Monday. There's a fast transition there.
Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah, it took like 12 hours. Like all the stuff, and then like oh, we like everything about you. I think they just like the money I bring in. But I also was like, yo, I'm down to pay 3 months rent up front. Like, and even though I said it, they didn't hold me to it. They was like, oh, well, with the attitude, like this dude has some money, so it's safe to rent to him.
Right on, man.
Aaron,
What's up, sir?
you look great, man.
Talk to me, man. So do you, Mr. Dell.
Mr. Whatever I work for, whoever
Yeah,
you work
exactly. At the moment, right?
for. So I can't show it to anyone at work. So
Good, good. Oh, let me turn the TV off.
So unprofessional this guy is. That's heavy.
that's actually my end of the year review. It's like, hey, you should be more professional. It's like, what do you mean? Like, stop wearing hoodies and have whiskey or alcohol bottles in the back.
Right?
Isn't that always the case? Straight lace, right?
Yeah, I'm getting bad habits from doing this. So that's what's happening.
Hey, man.
Oh,
Be you, right? Be you.
right. Sierra Nevada. That's gonna be my starter. So I'm starting with a beer before I transition to whiskey. So starting with this Thankful IPA.
The starter.
Keeping it danky.
So how do you choose? I don't drink a lot of beer, so I don't know the differences between like what's good or not, or how do you
I like
find beer?
IPAs. So craft beer. So I would say this: if you're a whiskey drinker, you're gonna love a craft beer because it's complexity there with the hops. You can do so many different things with it. And I'm not trying to watch my figure. I hate anything that's light. So this here, this amberish color, this is really good. When I drink it, I taste things. It's not water. And this is something that if you're not a beer drinker, Sierra Nevada, they sell this just about everywhere. I would start with that, or Lagunitas, right? If you can drink those, then you can transition. But every IPA has a different depth of like taste to it. So it's just like whiskey, except for it's carbonated.
No, I
Yeah.
can't wait till we can meet in person. We can on like some sort of beer tasting.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
I do have too. I actually considered moving to Texas at one point.
Come on down. We're gonna
But you
flip
know-
the blue, baby. Come
Why
on down.
did you decide not to?
Why? Well, if I move somewhere,
Because you want to take over Las Vegas.
well, that, but then also I'm not
You
very,
didn't deny it.
not very political, but there's some views that like Texas is very military oriented, but I always have to remember just because it's military oriented, I'm a Black man that was in the military, and like I was telling you, like that racism was still alive when I was in. Just because it's very military oriented doesn't mean that it's built for me because I'm a veteran. You know, I'm also a young veteran. So I don't have a lot of gray hair. I got all my limbs. So the respect level, I also don't know where it's gonna be at. What you gotta say about that, Aaron?
What's that?
You experienced any issues down in Texas?
Dude, I grew up in Texas.
Oh, so you don't
San
count.
Antonio? Have you always been in San Antonio?
No, I was born out in Oakland, or Berkeley actually, and then when I was like 6 months, we moved to Wharton, which is about 50 miles southeast of Houston. And so 18 years there, and then joined the military, bounced around, right? And now I'm back. So yeah, man, I mean, I don't do that shit's it's been all over the military, it's still all over the military. I mean, they're working on that. So, my daughter likes to say the difference being like out here and from being in Washington State, where I just moved from, where I was at for 21 years. She said they try and hide it more out there. Out here, who's who. So
yeah. I also don't like how and we had this conversation too, Aaron, is how some of our fellow Black veterans tend to flip sides on us. They're all for the cause until a certain point.
Well, and here, so since I met you and Mr. Y, I'm not even around the veteran community much anymore with real estate, which I started prior to any of these, even PSOs, or most of them that I was associated with even being started. I had already gotten into the rental game. So I don't really need assistance there, right? Because I kind of pretty much know what I'm doing for the most part, learning new stuff about Airbnb and other things. But yeah, so I'm not even in the communities. And yeah, but I do, I've seen it. I've seen it plenty. And like the saying goes, is what it is, right? So I usually try to take myself out of certain situations I know I shouldn't be in. Also meaning people I don't need to be around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Man, Roger, we gotta get some music. Like we started out, I was on a podcast a few weeks ago. My guy whipped out his phone, put it up to the microphone, and played Rick Ross, Every Day I'm Hustling. He started out. And I was like, Oh man, and I thought I would been ratchet, but we gotta get some intro music. Like they come in live, like, yo, this your boy.
Hey, this is my 10th episode, so I'm still learning new things, right? Just like screw it. I'm just gonna
Work in progress.
You're
Yeah.
probably drunk anyway. Like we started drinking before the podcast to make it more entertaining in the middle of the podcast. Well, at least some of us did. You know, it's 12 o'clock here, so I couldn't start at 11. It looks all kinds of wrong.
Do it.
You're right though. Maybe next time I'll say, hey, you need to be like 5 shots in before we can even start recording.
And send me a picture of you taking all the shots, and I want timestamps on each one, so I know you did this.
Yeah. But Arron, you said you got into real estate. Last time I met you, you were doing something that was also really cool, right? Keto butter.
Yeah.
But so I guess kind of what are things? Of course, fitness seems like something that you value.
Oh yeah, man. So
I mean, you look great.
Thanks, man. I talk about when I joined the military. So my mom had 5 kids. My dad had 5. They met me. So I'm the youngest growing up, and of course, older siblings influence us, right? So my older brother Larry, who was 10 years older than me, he had joined the Navy. He would come back home. He was sending he'd come back home. Of course, the girls were chasing him, but he was making.
So was that the influence? It's like, hey, maybe I should join the military.
He was making his own money, doing his own thing. He was sending our mom nice gifts, and stuff from overseas. And I thought that was cool. And, my dad, dude, there was a lot of discipline in the house. And I knew at 18, I just wanted to get out of there. And so because of partially from his influence, I hit the door at 6th grade. In the 6th grade, I knew I wanted to join the military. So I bounced out. But my dad had rental property. And then that brother of mine, he had been out for some time, right? While I'm going through high school, junior high and high school. And he had bought some property in Texas as well. So I would help my dad. I would cut the grass. I would help him put up sheetrock and tape and mud and do all of that stuff. So it made sense to me when I was young. I was, hey, I'm going to get my own property one day, right? And so my thing was just to try and do it better than my dad did. And so he bought like consistently where you buy something kind of not super run down, but run down to some degree. And then you go in and rehab it and rent it out. All of the properties I bought have been new construction. And, some people they may say that, oh, well, that's not the way to go. You make all your money when you buy. Well, when you buy new construction, you get 1, 2, and 10, which is the warranties that you have on the appliances, some of the structure, roof, and foundation. So you're not going to have anything break for a while. Now, granted, I only had one property that I stayed in for 14 months where I had to take a loss for about 2 years on that property. Right. And then after that, I refinanced it and came out of it. But all I can say is it has served me well. And we've done the same thing here. We got San Antonio. It still is new construction for us because I don't have a crew out here. And I've been told a lot of horror stories about trying to get general contractors. Right. So say you have them working on your project and it's a decent sized project and they're making decent money, but somebody else comes along with a bigger project. And then they're absentee on your project. Now, can you work around that? Yes, I'm sure you can. But the thing about it is that's not something I'm willing to stop doing here and try and get into.
Spend time on doing. Yeah. And you kind of resolve all that by just looking at new builds.
Yeah. So, and most of the time when you buy something new construction, say you went in today, this weekend, you found a property, right? Builders building out. You buy now, because when they do the different zones in it, usually they're increasing the price because it's going to cost them more 5 months or 6 months down the line to actually complete that place. So you get to lock your fee in now, early, right, in that build out. And there's just a lot of different things that people don't look at. It depends on how you look at it. I've read a handful of books before I got started. And I always read articles and stuff on real estate. Even when I was doing the butter, I was still studying some real estate things and had that working in the background for me. So yeah, man, it's great. It's great. Now I'm about to drag my kids into it too. So
I was about to say and ask. It's like, you got your kids involved?
Yeah, and so the oldest one, so since we got down here to San Antonio, in Vancouver, the oldest one had been doing a bunch of errands for me. So if I needed her to go over to one of the houses to do something there or to pick up mail since we just moved like 6 months ago. So I just pay her per task. And then the youngest one, now she has plans to move down here already. So once we get the
How
tiny,
old are they?
yeah, she's going to stay in the tiny house for a little while
Okay.
while she works, save up a little bit of money, and then I'm help her get her first place and see if she can't do some house on her own. Right. Yeah, man. Because I mean, and they need to learn it, because that's what happens a lot of times with bad landlords. So they have a parent, maybe uncle, somebody leave property to them. It's not in the best shape. They get it. And it wasn't something they wanted. They just inherited it. And so they don't really have they're not enthusiastic about it. Right. And so they just let it kind of roll down and ultimately kind of become what the world likes to call a slumlord. Right. And I don't want them to be that way. I want them to take the property, and if they need to rehab it, they need to do a little bit of rehab, facelift on the the kitchen, the bathrooms, and whatnot to keep the thing going. And then you can also increase the rents when you do that. So, and I can clearly say that they're engaged, and I love it. I love it.
So Arron, we buddies up on Instagram, so I follow your story whenever you post.
Yeah.
You got done doing someone just checked out the Airbnb, right?
Yeah.
How was that? How did that feel?
That's going now. So it's funny, man. It's funny because I don't know. I guess I'll clown myself a little bit. So I'm the clean freak, right? I'm the clean freak. So the whole COVID thing I have to wear a mask. That's the only thing difference. I had hand sanitizer. I taught my girls when they were young about grabbing the door with your forearm, right, or the back of your hand or whatever. So that's always been me pretty much. And so I don't mind the cleaning portion, like the hospitality piece of the Airbnb. I think it's kind of fun. It's interesting to me. So I just wanted people to be able to see. That was after the first, basically, I want to say clients or group of people that stayed at the Airbnb. And so it wasn't really dirty, which is good. That's not a bad, it's a great thing. And so, I just wanted to go through and give people a bird's eye view of some of what it looks like. Because just like with rental property, right? We generally hear, they're gonna tear your place up, they're not gonna pay rent. Well, I tell people, you have to vet people, just like you get vetted when you went and got that place you have now that you guys are gonna be moving into. When you go get a car, they vet you. You go get a new job, they vet you. You have to vet people coming in when you have your own property. And now with the short term too, usually for the most part, you're going to get to take better care of your property, because now it's going to be getting cleaned anywhere from probably 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 times a month based on the occupancy. And I don't go in and just do a sweep and look around. I go in and actually clean it.
So any horror stories, or it seems like you've...
So horror stories. So so I just got back from Washington State, and my youngest daughter, so I flew out, rented a car. We met at the rental, and this was my favorite house, man. I'm gonna show you, I think you'll be able to see on here. I'm gonna show you a picture of it, man. Let's see, where is it at? It was my favorite house, man. I was kind of disappointed to have to get rid of it, but those things happen, and my goal is to turn that 1 into 3 down here. Where's Zillow at? Okay, here we go. So the turnover on this one, so this is the actual house right here. So that's the main floor where you walk in. It has a daylight basement. You go down, it's about a 10 by 12 rec area, two bedrooms, and then a full bath. And both those bedrooms have sliding doors out to the back. And you go back up, and there's there's the kitchen, living room. It has a vaulted ceiling that kind of extends up into the loft upstairs. There's a deck outside. Come upstairs, you're in the loft area, laundry room, master bedroom. And the way that one was just set up, man, is really cool. Anyway, here, let me find, man, the young lady, so it was a couple, they had been there for 10 years. Well, I decided to sell it, so she had to move. I gave her a 90-day notice. One landlord contacted me. We had a discussion about her. I said, they always paid on time. They always paid. So I think we're good. So I wait till about a week before she's supposed to be gone. I contact her, and she says, well, I didn't really know how this was going or what was going to happen. Give you 90 days to find a place. I don't know what you're talking about. You need to get ghost, right? So.
Oh, wow. So you give a 90 notice. A week in before closing, they're still there and nothing's moved.
Yeah. And so So she wound up staying 4 days, right? She wound up staying 4 days past. And believe me, with COVID and all this other stuff going on, I didn't want to have to do this, but I have to do this, right? I had to do it. And it took me, grinding my teeth the first few days when I really came to the determination of I need to sell it, right? I'm going to sell it. So let me see here. So one of the things, can you see that?
Yeah.
So there's 3 pizza boxes left in the oven. There's a macaroni cup, whatever, left in the microwave.
Wait, so you kicked them out and they were still eating? Like, what's going on?
No, I mean, it's just stuff she left behind.
Oh, you're terrible, Aaron. It's just like they're middle eating. It's like, guys, you guys gotta go.
Yeah, right now. It's red alert, right?
And their food is just like still in the oven and microwave. You're terrible.
I know, man. Shame on me. I think she was a little irritated, maybe a little bitter or something. That's my guess.
You had 90 days too. Right?
Hold on, I got one for you, right? So in the downstairs basement area.
I just imagine Aaron like with his family all dressed up in SWAT gear, just like in the middle of eating. Everyone's got out, and you see these food in the microwave still hot and warm.
What happened to the family?
You can't do that to me, man. You cannot do that to me. So look, in the daylight basement, right? Underneath the stairwell, there's this storage area. And it is about the size of, one of those, a loading truck, right? So it's about 8 by 10, right? It's about 8 by 10. I'm walking through the house. I have a video of it. I'm walking through the house as I'm going through. So same thing. So I'm going through the house.
There's dead bodies.
What? I go and I open that door, man, and it is full. It's full. So you probably can't really. So this is that's it right there, dude. It was full. Okay.
What is that?
Storage box?
It's stuff. It's toys. It's
they made you pay.
Bags.
Quarters.
Just stuff. And I wanted to have a fit. So the realtor said, hey, contact her and see if she'll, move on this. I said, well, I already texted her and told her that there's probably going to be some additional fees coming and I haven't heard anything back. So I sent it to her. I said, hey, did you mean to leave all this stuff? The next day I hear from her, oh my goodness, I paid my cousin and somebody else to get rid of all that stuff. You're lying. Come on, don't leave that much stuff behind. You're lying. So apparently it's a bunch of her family's things that she let them just use that as storage. Well, fortunate for her, her ex-husband decided to come over. He and a friend, it took them 3 visits and it was 3 truckloads. And it was a nice size dually that they had, dude. It was tons of stuff in here. The barbecue grill out in the back and toys all in the back, and you're telling me you forgot. No, man. No.
So the ex-husband was like, all right, I'll take all of that stuff.
Well, so I always dealt with him as far as getting the rent or any issues that went on. And so he and I, we were really cool, man. We were really cool. And I haven't talked to him because actually he had a new girlfriend and all this other stuff. So it was just kind of crazy. But so trash. So this right here was behind the refrigerator, man. Behind the refrigerator. So that's coffee grounds. And that's a bunch of, it was mail that wasn't open and stuff. Dude, just I don't know, magazines, all kinds of stuff.
Send them a FEMA check.
I'm gonna show you something that's really
like a 1,200 stimulus check right there.
I'm gonna show you something weird. So they left this to
now he's gonna show us something weird.
$4 left out, right? And then it had keep cleaning on there. Right? So my daughter, I said, hold on, look, because I just looked at it at first, it didn't mean anything. Keep cleaning. So I'm cleaning. I said, hold on. I think somebody was trying to clown. Right? You left all the, yeah, okay. You didn't.
Good luck, buddy. Now that they notice this, keep cleaning. Here's your $1 back rent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, like I say, he cleaned that stuff up, man. And then she left a Starbucks. She had a bunch of Starbucks mugs. Here you go.
My guy kept the Starbucks mug.
Probably everything else too. Just like look at his face, man.
So she left. So she did forget this. She left a nice collection up there in one of the cabinets, right? And so the realtor dinged her and said, "Hey, you left your collection." And she said, "Oh yeah, we were in a rush leaving." And yeah, okay, whatever. So
It's mine now.
I took 2 loads of that. So that's why when I showed you that picture of the trash, it wasn't at the door because I had taken 2 loads myself. So she owed me like $32 for those 2 loads. I cash apped her, hey, you owe her good. I didn't hear nothing in 24 hours. So I had her collection with me, which was worth, oh man, about $350, right?
Oh,
Fortunate for her, I couldn't bring them all with me and I didn't feel like trying to pack them all up. She left them, they're mine. So I was nice and gave the rest of them back, but I kept about 6 of them. So it's about $70 worth. Yeah. So that $70 covers that 32.
he said, "What my New Orleans cup at?"
Yeah, well,
Where's
something
New
like
Orleans
that.
cup?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a huge difference between long term and part of it's I have to take some responsibility because I could have been going by. I could have went by there a time or two prior to because you get 48-hour notice and say, hey, I'm coming by to do it like a wellness check and check the house out and stuff. And I didn't, and I was bouncing around doing other things. You know, like I met you guys. I was out in the streets, baby. You know, trying to make some other stuff happen. So yeah. So from that angle, I have to accept some responsibility. However, you shouldn't be wanting to live in a pigsty either. So there's that.
I could imagine like if Aaron started a series called like instead of like Storage Wars, you know, where people are bidding on like unopened storage containers. It's like all the residents he kicked out. It's like, hey, who wants all their shit? Can't go in. You don't know what's gonna happen.
That's where me and Aaron met. Was in Seattle for the first time, and I first entered Bunker, and we went to that Seattle trip at Starbucks headquarters.
Yep, that was fantastic. That was fantastic, man.
Yeah, so I'm about to put this picture in. So, I can't put the picture in.
You can screen share.
Oh, yeah, let me do that. So when I first started hanging out with Aaron, I was like, oh, you know who Aaron reminds me of? And I was telling this to Ronnie at the time. I was like, he reminds me of Tay Diggs. And everyone like, no, I don't. And I'm like, they go Aaron right there.
Damn.
That's Aaron all day. So I was calling Tay Diggs for a cool second.
Dude,
you look good, Aaron.
Dude, my youngest daughter used to. Oh, dude, hold on. Look at that left picture down there. You see it down there with the makeup on over here? That my daughter did that to me. She had the app that blew my eyes up with the lipstick on me and the blue. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
Tell you straight up. So while you find that picture,
I used to take my daughter to get her hair done, and the ladies in the beauty salon used to say that, "Oh, your dad look like Tay Diggs. Your dad look like Tay Diggs." That's so funny.
I thought we literally had Tay Diggs there because we had this dude Bobby Correa. I'm like, you got all the celebrities coming out of Bunker today.
That's funny. I guess one could hope. One could hope for something.
That's why you were friends with him initially. You thought he was someone famous.
Great. I was ready to hit the screens.
Hey, can I get your autograph and your number?
And then he's like, wait, no, my name is Aaron. I'm like, oh.
Like, well, now I'm like 50% in on building his relationship. You know, might as well see how this goes.
It turns out that he is funny and he kept it real. And I was like, oh, I can about this dude now.
Yeah, it's like, I guess he's not famous, but you know.
Like, we go for another Bunker trip and life of the party. Like, we were turned up that night.
Yeah, man, we had a good time, man. We had a real good time, and yeah, I just wanted to build on that because once you meet cats like that, you keep them around. You keep them around for life.
Exactly. So I be hitting Aaron up. It's impossible. I tell him he's like Barack Obama. It's like I try calling him. I don't get him. I don't leave voicemails, but I would leave a voicemail or shoot a text message. Don't hear back from him. I track him down, send an FBI to his door, make sure he's not missing. You know, he's evicting people. So someone probably kidnapped her. I don't know.
No, man, I'm good. I'm good, man.
I mean, to be fair, too, like I've used y'all picture. You know that one picture we took, you know, way back from that one event when you guys were helping me out. Yeah. I've used that picture in a lot of my presentations internally.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You guys might as well be models at this point.
Right?
Yeah. That's like, hey, this is the type of vibe that we're trying to get. You know, look how happy these people are. And they look great holding up our stuff.
Right?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
We had a diversity factor up in there.
Man, look, I'm going to tell you what happened to mine. So somehow I kept it out of the dishwasher. Somehow one day my wife threw it in the dishwasher. Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, the lettering.
Yep. I just threw her under the bus too. Yep.
I'll see if I can send you another one. Just
Look,
don't tell anyone from
you're
work.
gonna go out there and you're gonna get me another one, okay?
Hey, so do you still got keto butter?
I'm not. I mean, I have all the recipe stuff, but I mean, I'm not making it right now.
Yeah, you never made me mine. You know.
You never got to try one?
But I thought I sent you some.
No, man. You made the move, and I didn't bother you because you're moving, but you made the move. I tried some at that event. He gave out some free samples. He got to speak on it. It's a real cool story. I don't know why he doesn't tell the story about how keto butter came to life.
It was so good. Like I was savoring my little packets. Like I could finish this all in one day, but I know if I'm really depressed one day, like this is gonna make me feel better. So I saved it, I think maybe even past the expiration date, and then I tried it. Like I didn't care. And I was like, I really need more. I was just, fuck it, let me buy one. And then I reached out like maybe a year, 2 years later. I was like, hey, Aaron, you got some more?
So here's the thing too, it's not 100% dead, depending on who else I run across while I'm out here.
Or just like how good our relationship is. Like it's still alive.
So yeah, it's just, yeah. So
Mario, talk about it. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's kind of still around. So I mean, I'm not making it right now, right? But it's the possibility, because I've had a handful of people ask and say, "Oh, I miss it." Yeah, I know. I got to get this other thing straight, because, like I said, this involves my kids and entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's a hustle and all these other things. However, and I believe you have to make some money too, right? And I looked at, so some of me fueling that was coming from my real estate. So I said, you know what, where's the money coming from? Drop everything. It's like a fire sale. Drop everything else. Focus on that, which is what I've been doing. And I've been having a lot more fun outside of meeting cool people such as yourselves. But yeah, I've been having a ball. I've met a handful of cats down here that I hang out with now, man. And they're in the Airbnb. I just got in the Airbnb. I'm gonna have another one here pretty soon, and we're gonna be moving out of this house probably the end of this year or early next year, turning it into an Airbnb. So yeah, man.
So when are we gonna have a jar full of keto butter?
Have a what?
So basically, what YJ's saying is, after this podcast, you're gonna go make us some jars of keto butter, and you're gonna put it in the mail.
I do not have the supplies to make anything, but what?
Yeah, not today, next week. We got you.
Go get them, huh?
Like I'll build you the website, man. That's how passionate. Like I'll build you a site. It won't take me long. It's good stuff. I've tried looking for something similar, and there isn't out there.
And I think it's a market. Like I have a buddy, his name's Randy. So there's a place in Texas, and they basically allow military veterans to go through a program and get certified as personal trainers. I got to remember the name of it, but he's a spokesperson. He's a military veteran, spokesperson of it. Big dude. Like he hit drugs real hard and turned around and keep the habit, start working out, became buff, gave me hope that I can get buff one day, my 40s or whatever. But perfect example is he's like, there's tons of people. I gave him some of that keto, but he's like, tons of people love this. Like he wanted to build a full business and incorporate that into the packages for bodybuilders. So I'm all like, so at the time, this is my hustle because I admire Aaron's hustle. I don't hit this dude up. He's like, yo, I don't work. Where do you work at? Home Depot, UPS? Where else have we worked at doing the hustle of you building up?
So that's the thing. So I am introduce you maybe to a new term: equity rich and cash poor. Right. So I got a little bit of disability from VA coming in, and then I have from the rentals I have cash coming in, and then I got tons of equity in like 3 of the properties that I had before I met my wife. Now wife, and so when you look at our numbers, it's for the most part, well, and this company screwed me. They screwed us too. They chopped our net worth into a third. No, less than a third, like a fourth, really. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. And so they manipulated the numbers against us. And so I needed to go out and earn some. So I went to Home Depot just because I wanted something to do prior to getting the Airbnb started. So that was just me doing that. Well, they didn't have me doing the position they originally hired me for. They put me up front doing, what is it?
The greeter?
Curbside. So I was doing curbside. Curbside order come in. I have my little phone thingy, it chimes. I go over there, find the product, scan it, take it out to them, which was fine. The problem was it was so slow. I'm doing a lot of standing around. So I would go get carts and do this and trying to wipe stuff down. And just all that standing, man, started hurting my feet, started hurting my back. It locked my shoulder up and my neck, and I had to quit, right? So then I quit. So what, a week or two later, the chick doing the financing on the house, she calls and says, hello, hey, so you're not working right now? I said, no. And she said, okay, well, you're gonna need to get a job. You're gonna need to get a W-2. I said, oh my goodness. So I jumped on the internet, got on with UPS to where I was just on the truck because it was seasonal, right? So I jumped on the truck. I was a helper on the truck. And I mean, I had a lot of fun doing it. And it had purpose behind it, right? So I ran up till the 24th with them of December, and we closed on the 28th. And I was done with them.
But who did you deliver to, though?
What's that?
Who did you deliver to?
Oh man, so one of the people, so we were up in Chavano Park, which is up north, northern San Antonio. So we were doing David Robinson's neighborhood, the Admiral. So he lived in there in this gated community. So we dropped all his stuff off there at the gate. We didn't even drop his stuff off at his house, which was kind of funny. There was, what is his name? I can't remember. It'll probably come to me. It was another guy too who played for the Spurs who lived in there. Super nice houses, man. Super nice houses. And yeah, I mean, that was just further motivation for me to do what I was doing because I'm playing around in the housing game. And I looked at a couple of areas we were thinking about maybe buying up there, but may not happen. We don't know if the next one, because it would be a little bit closer to the wife's job if we did get something up north. So it's in the back of our heads, but still buying other stuff close to downtown because people can move out of downtown area all they want. Downtown will always be downtown. There's things downtown you're not going to get in the suburbs. So it's going to be a
That's
great
funny how things work. It's like you're working for and then get inspired at the same time.
Yeah, man. You know, the thing is, I could have sat there and whined and argued about the numbers that I hadn't seen, but I knew she had fudged the numbers. I could have sat there and argued that blindly. I don't have to get a job. I don't know. This clown said I need to get a job, so I went out and got one.
This is a clown. Hopefully she's not watching.
Hopefully she is. No, because it was she. So the guys who the builder here, who they use her as one of their preferred lenders, and after that whole fiasco, they're no longer going to use that particular company. And I can't drop the company's name, but sidebar, I'll hook you up and let you know. But yeah, they didn't represent very well, and for me to see those numbers, and the thing is, the builder doesn't see those numbers either until they actually come out, so they don't know what she was actually doing. And there were times we were trying to get a hold of her. You couldn't get a hold of her for 2 or 3 days. And it was just crazy. It was really crazy. And I never went through that buying a house. And I've been through this process about 7 times and then refinancing about 5 or 6 times. So yeah.
What would you say your biggest advice is for people trying to do what you're
getting into real estate? Getting into real estate. I would, of course, educate yourself, read a few books, listen to some of these podcasts, and you can't, it's never going to be one size fits all like we hear, right? Now, if you think about real estate, normally we hear what? Location, location, location. And most of the things that seasoned people will put out, I will say yes and no, because it's never going to be 100%. It can't. And then they're going to talk about all the good schools, be near the best schools. Well, I would say all of that if you're really looking to live there yourself, maybe. But all I did, like I said, was bought new construction. I bought a new house in this particular suburb. And then the next one was about 4.5, 5 miles away where I bought the other one. And I just repeated that. And it worked out just fine. So it wasn't about the school. It wasn't truly about location, location, location. So I would clearly say to anybody, grab some books, start reading, listen to some podcasts, maybe some audio books, find you a mentor, right? Find somebody else in real estate in town, right? And just kind of hang out with them, right? Because they're gonna have find a local meetup. Because I mean, COVID's starting to simmer down. So they're gonna, these meetups that these real estate cats have will start back up again. Go listen to what they're talking about. Find somebody who is really doing it. And I don't mean the top guy or gal. That's not who you want. You want somebody closer to where you are. Well, if you can hang out with them, you're gonna learn from them. But if you can find somebody closer to you, they'll say, hey, yeah, well, I'm at my second house already, and you're working on trying to get your first rental, right? And I use the leapfrog method. They've changed the term and applied it to something else now. But I bought my first house. I lived in it 6 years. Bought the next one. I used my VA loan, and I was in that one 14 months. Went to the next house. I was in that one, I think 6, 7 years. Then my wife and I, we bought another one. Then we moved to that one. So each time when you leapfrog like that, you only have to put down 3.5%, 5%, right? Because it's going to be your residence. Otherwise, if you are in a property and you buy it as an investment property, you have to put 20, 25% down, right? And so that can be a while. So you just have to be willing to move a little bit, which I made kind of fun for myself and the kids. And yeah, and we made it through, no problem, right? And again, the wife is sold, so that's why we're in this place now. And we're probably going to be here, till maybe December, January, February, and we'll probably be moved on to another place, because she understands the process and what we're trying to do, which I really appreciate, because a lot of times you can have trouble with your significant other seeing the vision of where you guys may want to go and what it actually takes.
Second.
Right? But yeah, so we've kind of made it a game. She's ordering things now, looking at it being an Airbnb.
That's awesome.
All right.
Hey, cheers to that, man. Don't forget to drink. But cheers to that.
I have not seen y'all drinking this whole time. I'm like, yo, I'm over here drinking away. It's 12 o'clock here. I'm like, I'm not the only one drinking.
I'm drinking my beer. I'm almost done.
Hey, I'm straight too, man. I'm straight over here, G. Come on.
Is that water?
Oh man, no. Come on, man. Come on now. You know me better than that.
Hey, so
it's like he just got off his Peloton or whatever biking. It's like, hey, I can't lose.
Because you know, Mario. Hey, my mind keeps telling me no.
Right, Mr. Kelly over here. Hey, yo, so like you threw out a lot of years in there, Aaron. Like I always wondered, because you know they say black don't crack.
Mm-hmm.
Like I at one point Seattle, 21 years. Like, how old is this guy?
Dude, so my birthday was February the 12th, dude. I just
let's do a guessing game. Wait, Mario, do you know how old he is?
I don't know how old he is.
Okay, let's see who gets the closest. And then whoever loses needs to finish their drink.
He got that Prince diet.
I have this much left, so I'll chug it all.
So no, don't get upset when I say this age, right? Dude, I'm gonna go with a safe bet of 51.
Okay.
I was gonna lead you in a direction. I'm gonna say no. Because
we'll see who gets there closest. Well, since you said 51. Man, I need some more lighting on your face. You got like, okay, no, that works.
That's straight Tay Dig right there.
Man, I don't know if I should go under or over, but I don't want to insult my guest either.
Does this help?
All right, I'm gonna go.
Tina Turner, do it. Do the chant.
Shit. No, all right, 45.
45. Nope. So, well, this
Are you
is
60?
right. This is the Price is Right. Mario went over, but yet he was still a closest. No, I just turned 50 in February, bro.
Ooh.
Yep. Half a century, baby.
Black don't crack. You got that Prince diet, don't you? You and Prince, you follow the Prince diet.
Well, yeah.
It's his keto butter. See, that's what I wanted. If I can look as good as Aaron.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. And I'll say this. I'm going to say this, right? And Mario gets this, and I'm sure you've heard it too. Right? I'm sure you've heard it. Why? And the thing is this. I don't really like pain. Okay? People can say what they want. I really don't like pain. I try to move myself away from pain, right? And so I used to eat a ton of sugar. When I was a kid, dude, I would take a Sprite, crack it open, take a couple of swigs off, and dump as much sugar as I could in there, shake it up, and start drinking. So I know what I've done to my stomach. So I started with the IBS junk. That's when I started the juice business. And then that transitioned over into keto butter because I wound up getting candida. So I know where my gut issues came from. I did it. And, you know, in our community, in our culture, you know, there's a lot of type 2 diabetes, right? Heart disease, that comes from food. And like I said, I don't like pain. So yeah, I've had to make changes to my diet, and I'm not perfect at it, right? So I get on this stretch where I'm going well, and then I see, I don't know, a couple of cookies that look delightful to me, and I jump on the cookies, which I shouldn't be doing, but I do it because there's the human part, right? So I try to do the 80-20 and the same thing with working out. So I try to do 80-20 diet, right? And then within that other 20 part of me doing bad eating, or I don't know if I want to call it bad eating, but just not so healthy, right? And drinking. The workout piece is kind of included in that. So do I like to work out every time I work out? No, but then there are days where I feel fantastic and I love to get it, because as I talked about my brother earlier and me joining the military, he was the reason I started working out at such a young age, right? Because he used to work out around the house and I picked that up from him. And so I've worked out off and on all my life. You know, prior to me going in the military, I was in pretty good shape. So that's something that's just in me at the core.
So what's interesting, you said you didn't like pain. So I'm really curious, what was the military experience like for you?
I think Mario told you earlier. No, it was, so you know, in life, you start adulting, you understand, you kind of take the good along with the bad, and you start to see areas that's probably going to benefit you more than not. And ultimately, overall, you know, it was bad enough to me to say that I want to get out. And the only reason I stayed in as long as I did, because I got out on one of the programs. So I forgot what it was, VSO, VSI, I can't even remember. So it was basically, I hadn't made the next rank. So it was my base pay times the number of years I was in. It had this like little formula, right? And so, yeah, I just wanted the separation money getting out. And that was the only reason why I wound up re-enlisting twice. Otherwise, it would have just been 4 years and I would have gotten out. You know, he mentions, you know, like the racism, which is everywhere, right? Almost everywhere anyway. And so, you know, you just deal with it, right? I'm live, I'm human. I run across some people that don't like me as much or whatever the case is. And so not liking pain, yeah, it's the distance between me and them. I don't want to associate with them. I go over here and maybe a supervisor or something. And still at that point, I would try to change my job in certain cases. In some cases, I was able to do that, wind up working for somebody else. Sometimes it wasn't me actually even doing it. It just kind of happened, you know, whew. And yeah, that's kind of how I dealt with that. I mean, that's how I deal with it, period, in life. I'm not gonna like just stay in a situation if I don't have to. But yeah, you know, and the military is never gonna change. But at the same time, I know people with olive skin who had dealt with not necessarily race stuff, but the same type of, from the military structure itself, right? It just is the way it is, right? They're gonna dictate to you, and even when it comes to you wanting to do personal things, right, training and things like that, they eat up your time to where you can't do these things, or they won't send you to training. They send their buddies to training, all that kind of stuff. And you get fed up, right? Because I'm a doer, I can do, I don't need to stay here. And then they try to come along and manipulate and almost like threaten you about, oh, what you gonna do when you get out? I'm gonna do something better than what I'm doing here. That's what I'm gonna do.
Mario, that reminds me of your story too. It's like, hey, I hate the way that they're running it. I don't agree with it. I feel like I can do something better.
Yeah. And they get, dude, you had nothing to do with me joining the military. So why do you want to impose your will now that I'm getting out? You don't want me complaining, right? And I'm not a big complainer. I'll tell you what I have a problem with, and then if I can work on fixing it, I'll do that, because there's going to be some action after my complaint, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm disappointed, I'm upset, and I'm complaining, and now I'm willing to leave so you don't have to hear my mouth, but you're trying to get me to stay. And then at the same time, not fix the issues. Not going to happen. Not gonna happen. Not for me.
Remember when I was getting out, same thing is I had my first sergeant come over, and then the master sergeant, the superintendent, come over and like, yo, you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yeah. And at the time I was playing a lot of Assassin's Creed. So I remember I was like, yo, I'm doing a leap of faith, man. Like, so I'm gonna do a leap of faith. I remember saying that because they
I love it.
Are you sure you're young? You're married? I was like, yeah, but guess what? The key word is I'm young. If I do this now,
exactly,
I have that. And one thing I like about Arron is when I met him at Bunker, right? So you go to a bunker, any big event, you're not gonna see a lot of people that look like us. Like in that room, you can look up and we're hidden among all the people that don't look like us. But one thing about him is with Aaron's age, and I just now really found out his age, but with his age, right? He didn't blend in with other people that were associated with his age. Like they want to come up and inspire you, just grandpa wisdom. you know, they want to try, like, we've been through this, so we know whatever. But the one thing I can truly appreciate is with everything that I do, I have to work hard for. I wasn't an officer in the military. I was enlisted. I always had to work for everything. And when he told me, like, yo, I had to go get a job at UPS because this is part of my business. I have to grind for it. No one's going to just hand it over to me. That inspired me to do more, right? Because we don't have that. So having people like Arron and Bunker Labs kind of inspired me to continue doing what I'm doing, even if it doesn't have to do with Bunker Labs. The thought of me wanting to do more for the city of Las Vegas comes from hanging out with people like Arron. And that's the cool part about the veteran community is you don't agree with everybody, but you're gonna find little tokens, little nuggets like Arron that you want to keep around you because you know you don't know what the next veteran's gonna look like or how they're gonna act after that transition. But then you can point them in the direction like I have no problem. If YJ is like, yo, I just left the military, I need some guidance. You may not want to do real estate, but I can tell you is my boy Arron, he has this knowledge and entrepreneurship that I don't have. And he's not going to try to suck you into doing what he's doing. He's just going to give it to you straight out.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of having people like him in your circle.
Right. And one thing I do appreciate when I was there with y'all hanging out, drinking, was how optimistic and how fun you guys were to be around. And I'd love to ask you, Arron, like, how do you stay so positive and, you know, have fun, like, despite your age? I didn't have to add that last part, but no, yeah.
Besides turning up to Arron, because you know.
Yeah.
So for one thing, man, I like to have fun. I like to laugh. So if you was to look at my movie collection, right, my old DVDs and stuff, about 50% of it is stand-up comedians and stuff and funny movies. I like to laugh. I like laughter. It's good for the soul. It can help keep you young as far as I'm concerned. So what it really comes down to, I guess I'd say, this is my life, and I'm not gonna let anybody else dictate and get me down and all this stuff. Because there's potholes in the road and there's bumps and we're gonna all go through them, right? But my thing is to, hit it, experience it, go through it, and then get out of it as soon as I can and get on with what I need to do. That's pretty much, that would be a nutshell as to why and how. Because this is my life. I'm not gonna sit here and waste my life with somebody trying to make me feel bad because they want me to feel bad, because they feel bad about themselves. And what you truly begin to learn too in life, if you're paying attention, there's negative people, and you get to, if you start to study them a little bit and watch and say, okay, and the term comes up, right? Hurt people hurt. Just go around hurting people. And you begin to understand, okay, it's about them, it's not about me, and you kind of laugh to yourself. So I do the same thing out here in traffic. You come from Washington, you get a person here and there flying by you, but you got some fanaticism going on out here on the freeway, dude. You got people flying. And so I usually just tell myself, hey, maybe they have a family emergency and they need to get there, right? And so I don't lose my marbles because somebody literally almost ran me off the freeway, right? And so I try not to make it about me. I try to keep it on them in somewhat of a positive manner. I don't know, they might be nuts, right? But I really work hard at trying not to let things dictate my life and stay long-term. There's always short-term, right? Where you get hit, you drop to one knee, shake it off, get back up and keep moving. And that's literally what it kind of looks like. Because I'm not inhuman. I don't not feel certain things, depression or anything else. I do. But my dad just taught me a lot about discipline, right? And this is my life. So I can't waste 3 months of my life whining about something. That's 3 months gone when I finally come out of that, right? That's 3 months gone. I'd rather that be 3 days, right? Or 3 hours, and then come out of it and keep on moving, right? So when I talk to somebody like you, or Mario, I can give you an honest assessment of what that looks like. And then you say, oh, okay, well, damn, normally it's a week for me. Maybe I need to work on chopping that down. And I don't try to tell people not to be who they are. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying, though, is your life is important. You're here. One day you're going to be gone. So I try to take advantage of all the time that I'm here. And I tell my girls the same thing. They're young ladies. And of course, they're more emotional than a guy is usually, right? And so, be who you are. But I'm just please do not waste your time. Do not let people manipulate you, because there's tons of people out there with the manipulation class that want to put the spin on you, you know? So yeah, man, just trying to stay true to that, to yourself, so to speak.
What about you, Mario? Like, how do you stay positive?
Oh, yeah. I'm just all around. So I think growing up, a lot of decisions I didn't have the opportunity to make because, I was a kid. My mom, like the struggle she had to do what she had to do to support her 3 kids, being a single Black mom in America. But so I'm like, there's nothing more that, I learned from those experiences of going without, this or not have my mom at home because she had to work 3 jobs, stuff like that. So, that struggle, like it fuels me to want to do more. But because I'm doing more, like I can't relive the past. Like I want to live for the future. So I'm like, if someone tells me no, and this is just, I think I said this in ours, is people can do one or two things. They can tell me, yeah, let's get to know each other, let's connect, or they can tell me no. People tell me no, they're in the past. Like I don't care about them. The people that tell me, yeah, let's get together, that's how I feel my circle of people that want to be around and want to do that, because I learned growing up that, my mom had all these different obstacles and I watched her struggle. And like the thing about it is when you're in that mode of struggling because you have to provide for others, like you have to say yes, or you have to, bite your lip and can't say what you like, speak your mind. Me, I'm like, I speak my mind whether you like it or not. And the fact that I'm surrounded by people that appreciate how opinionated I am, like that just keeps me going. Like I just live in this mentality of you can't hurt me. Like David Goggins, you can't hurt me, right? Like I just live in that mentality of I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You can hop on the bandwagon with me, and we can do this together, or we can be opposed. But at the end of the day, I just like to have fun, and I'm a character, and I was hoping that Arron's gonna be my big break into Hollywood, and I thought he stayed is, but he wasn't. But being able to just joke around with that, like he could have
we'll be his entourage and just like supporting him, and you can fund everything, make us look good, feed us keto butter.
I wish when we went out to San Diego, I wish we had cameras around. Like so, after we met.
Oh man, you could have told me I had my camera. I've been more than happy to just record it.
Yeah, we were out there.
Oh yeah. On the cruise, yeah, that was bananas. That was bananas. Dude,
trying to hit clubs up afterwards, and like we all married, so like I didn't feel weird. Like let's go hit up a club. I never felt weird because everyone around me is like married with me. So I'm like, yo, we can do so much out here.
Yeah, we had a good time. That was a really good time. So anybody who didn't show up, who had the opportunity, missed out.
Yeah. I missed out. That's what happened. I'm not married either, so it doesn't like you guys could have hooked me up. Right? So, hey, Arron, I know we're coming into a close. There's two questions. It's been a blast catching up with you both. And one of the things that I always want to end a note with, something I asked Mario when I did it with him, is 2 questions. Why should people reach out to Arron? And then what type of people would you like to reach out to or get in touch with? So we'll start with why would people reach out to you?
To me, I would say honestly, if they want to get into real estate, right? Because that's going to be, now, like I said, the other entrepreneur stuff I did, but that wasn't as successful as this is. And if you look at what has made people the most successful or create the most millionaires, is real estate. You go talk to some serious financial person, they have real estate. But a successful real estate person may not even always have stocks. So yeah, if you haven't, you're thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, I love talking about it all day long. I'll talk your ears off. They'll probably run from me by the time I get in about 30, 40 minutes. Like, oh, I've heard enough. When you shut up. So yeah, that's it.
Well, that's awesome that you're willing to help other people that are also interested. But with that being said, what type of people would you love to get in touch with, or people that would help you?
Man, I'm dragging people who are in real estate. If it pretty much doesn't have anything to do with real estate. I mean, I know, so like I know you guys are podcasters, right? Like what you're doing. And I know Mario and some other cats, right? And I can hang out with them. But I'm talking about, but as far as me actively really looking for people in real estate, especially in short term, or who may have tiny houses and stuff like that. Man, I just love talking about that stuff. And the whole thing with the shipping container, the small homes, right? I was engulfed in that whole thing way back when I was in Hungary, because I didn't live in a container, but we were in them quite often. And so it struck me as a living quarters back then. And then they got hot, of course. And so, yeah, man. So that's just, people in real estate, man. It's always been in me. Like I said, I grew up around it.
Well, I'm going to add one more for myself, selfishly for you, is if someone that's in the food industry that can help Arron with his keto butter, which is fucking delicious. It's really good. Look how good he looks.
That's right.
Like, imagine if someone can help him with like on that, or like just do that for him. Like, he has a recipe, give him license royalty. I just want that product.
Yeah, and so like I said, it's not 100% dead. There is still some possibility, because once I get some other things established, there's a couple of businesses that I've run across. One guy, he's actually doing juice, and I used to do juice, so I haven't been by to introduce myself to him and have a conversation with him yet. I'm getting there. And yeah, you just don't know what may come of something like that, because he has a shop already. Actually, he just opened up a second one. So yeah, man. So I'm just navigating, the waters, and as long as something like that, if it makes sense, then it'd be something I could do. But yeah, I can't take my time to be making it and stuff like I used to. I've just learned, the money is great. Yeah, I need the money, but I'm trying to create more time for myself to hang out with my wife and the girls, help the wife retire early. So I got a couple of tasks ahead of me, which I feel like I have a good handle on. I'm just executing, man. I'm just executing, and I'm having a good time doing it.
Well, thanks, Arron.
Everyone reaches out to Arron about like the real estate thing, they should also start the conversation with, "Hey, tell me about the red refrigerator." That's how he knows they're interested.
Hold on. Oh, dude, I have you guys on. Yeah, you guys are on my. I can't pull it out. But yeah, dude. So I have this like a retro, old school refrigerator. Actually, I have two of them. So one of them is going in the tiny house. I just
It's like two residents who left their stuff.
No, believe me.
By like 10 years from now, it's like, I have 5 of these now.
I wish.
Residents.
That one I wish. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's it. Real estate, man. Real estate. So yeah, the first thing I want to say this real quick. So the first thing I would tell people, don't listen to the people who won't do it, who want to tell you all bad stuff about, oh, people aren't gonna pay the rent, they're gonna trash your house. I would say this: if somebody were to tell you that, how are so many people successful at real estate, though? I'm not saying it's going to be everything's going to be smooth as butter. You're going to have a couple of hiccups here and there, but you learn as you go too. And the first thing I tell people is screen like nobody's business, right? You screen and you screen and screen. And then the second thing is leave your feelings at home, right? Leave your feelings at home, because even though you screen them, right? And you're telling them, hey, well, your credit isn't that great. Then they're going to go in on you. Oh, well, I went through a divorce and then my credit took a hit there. And then they're going to tell you all that stuff. So at that point, you have to leave your feelings at home, and you have to go by the black and white on that paper. Or if you have a color graph, which they start off in the red and it kind of gets yellow, orange, and goes over into green. Yeah. If they're over here in the red and the orange, you can't rent to them. And that's just the bottom line. Regardless to how you may feel about her and her family, or him and his family, or the family, doesn't matter. You're in this for business, and you want to provide a quality product to a quality person that qualifies for it. And if they don't qualify and you put them in there, that's on you.
Well, thanks, Arron. Really appreciate your advice and your story, and it was great catching up with you all. So with that note, cheers. It was great catching up with you guys again, and I'll keep you guys posted. I can't wait to see you take over San Antonio with all your properties. Mario, can't wait till you pretty much run the town as mayor. And
we go.
Yeah, so one day we'll all take over the world in our little domains. So
exactly. I'm with you.
Well, you guys have a great rest of Saturday, and it's great catching up again.
Great weekend. Thanks.
All right.
Later.